Hey guys, and happy Monday. It is me, Angie Camper with the Happy Camper Boutique. Today we're talking a little bit more business strategy. That tends to be what I like to talk about. I love the clothes, so I tend to talk about business a little bit more. So today I was inspired to talk about something that I get asked. This is probably the number one question I get asked from people, and you might think you already know the answer to this, but I'm going to expand on it a little bit more. So if you're somebody that's been in this business for a little bit, if you've been a social retailer for a while, you might think you already know the difference, but I'm going to tell you here's why you're doing it wrong. So today we're talking about Facebook groups versus a business page. I get asked this question more than anything about what the difference is. Why do I want one or the other? Do I want both? What's the purpose of both? And we're going to cover all of that today and talk about what you should be doing a little bit differently. So a Facebook group, and specifically a closed Facebook group, that seems to be what is most popular right now to use for social retailers, and there's a reason for that. So a closed Facebook group is private. It's if somebody comments on something, if they like a post, things like that, their engagement in your group isn't public. And that's good and bad. It's good because it protects them. Their friends can't see what they're commenting on, what they're buying, if they don't want them to, if they're not in the group. If they're in the group, it's a free game, right? But if they don't want their friends, family that aren't a part of this community to see what they're purchasing or commenting on or whatever, they won't. And that's kind of the cool part about a closed Facebook group. But the downside is, obviously, your only network is that closed Facebook group. So after a while, you might find that your closed Facebook group becomes what we call dead. So your engagement is down, people aren't shopping like they used to, and you know what happened? That closed Facebook group became your warm market. They are shopped out. And if you're not constantly adding in new people and your engagement isn't fabulous, if it's nothing more than a shopping group, it's gonna go dead. It just is. And I highly don't suggest just going and doing these things where you have everybody in your group add every friend they've ever met. That doesn't work either. And so the closed Facebook group can have a place and it can have a purpose. And when I talk to people one-on-one, I say, add me to your group and I'll let you know. Maybe it's not the best tool for you. Because if there's not a lot of purpose, value, content beyond shopping, it might not be the right thing for you. And so it might not be the right avenue for you to use. Now, the Facebook business page is great, and you should have one regardless. If you're gonna you need both. If you're gonna have a closed Facebook, you don't need a closed Facebook group, but you do need a business page, is what I'm trying to say. The business page is public, which means anytime anybody likes a post, comments, likes your page, visits your store if you have them check in, or your shop, or a pop-up even, like however you want to do it, that is public information. It's searchable. So people can search your brand name, your city, in your group if you're done right, or your page if it's done right, it can come up. A group can't. So a business page is really, really vital to your business. So now, I'm going to tell you why you should have a business page and focus on that a lot more than the closed Facebook group, which is exactly what people are not doing. So we're going to talk about that because this is kind of something I see across the board, across the brand. So I'll kind of explain to you how this came to be. So with social retail, and specifically clothes, but I would say all social retail, makeup, nails, skin, all that, people didn't have a lot of closed Facebook groups. I think there were some, but there weren't that many. Now, LuLaRoe, when they came on the market, and LuLaRoe obviously it's like a phenomena. It was like the biggest, fastest growing social retail in all of the land. And it seemed to take over Facebook. It seemed like it was everywhere. And what happened was with LuLaRoe, which was my previous company, you could only have a closed Facebook group. If you wanted to sell online, the only option you had was a closed Facebook group. Well, for those of us that had one, it worked really, really great. And it worked really, really well. And we did all our sales in a closed Facebook group. And it worked great. We had like weekly pop-ups, but online. It was fabulous. Well, then every other company, every other person saw this and thought, oh my gosh, maybe I should be doing that. Maybe I should do that to get business. And it's not that they're bad. Closed Facebook groups can have a purpose, but a lot of times you don't. And it's a waste of your time and your effort. And you could be doing other things to branch out your business. Now, I know with LuLaRoe, when I was still with them, they were changing some things, and you could now sell other, I think just a business page was your only other options. But for most people, in my current company, which is Agnes and Dora, you can sell pretty much anyhow you want. We have websites. Oh, hello, it's like the best thing ever. So I have a website, I have a business page, I have Instagram, I have YouTube. I can sell on all of these different avenues, and it's fabulous. Periscope, I mean, basically anything I want. I can be super creative, which makes my heart very happy. So I'm really reevaluating the purpose and necessity for a closed Facebook group. Maybe it's not for me anymore. My group happens to be full of we have kind of like a body positive community, outfits. I'm not done with the group just yet, but I am switching my efforts to mostly be on my business page. If I post like a funny meme, if I post a funny picture, a quote, a recipe, like anything to get my business page more likes, those posts and those things, they pop up in people's feeds. And then when I do happen to post about the business, if I post an outfit or I post my shopping page, whatever I want to do, when I post those things, those come up in people's feeds. And it works brilliantly because that's expanding my market. So the closed Facebook group that can become your warm market pretty quickly, which means your warm market is people that are they're closest to you. And not even just that, because for a long time I thought warm market meant friends, family, co-workers, things like that. And it does, but it can also just mean like my Facebook group I've had for almost 2 years, and I don't add a ton of new people. So they're just all shopped out. They've shopped with me for 2 years, and maybe they have enough of my previous brand when I was still with them for 2 years. Like they were like, I don't know if I need any more. So now it's back up because I have a new brand. But even so, if I'm not bringing in new blood, then that becomes my warm market, and I need to reach new people. And the best way to do that is to get out of is to get offline, really online. My new company, it's really great to be online. So I shouldn't say get offline because I have awesome avenues available to me with my new company. But depending on what company you're with, the best way to add new people to your group is to get offline and find customers out in public. Meet new people and add them to that shopping group because they're super excited and they can't wait to shop. And then that brings up engagement in your group. Doing pop-ups, things like that. The best thing for any brand, what you can do, especially with clothes, is hostesses. I mean, I would say no matter what you're doing, hostesses, because they're bringing in their friends, their family. Host those in your VIP group. Hello, there you go. So that's one way to kind of foster that growth and community in your closed group if you choose to keep one. But if not, spend your time doing other things that are bringing you in new customers. So like I said, things like working on your SEO, your search engine optimization, making sure that your website, your link, your whatever you're using to direct people to find your inventory or what you're selling, you need to get that out there. So you need to work on making it really searchable so people can find you and find your content and find if you have a blog, if you have whatever you're putting out into the world, you want people to find it. And so you need to work on those things. So the closed Facebook group might not be the best use of your time. For a long time, that's all I did. And it worked. It was fine, but then it didn't work. And so now I have to get creative. So I'm really, really working on using that business page. Posting those funny memes, posting those funny quotes, posting twice a day, every single day. Before I was kind of using it mildly. Now I'm making sure I post once in the morning, once in the afternoon, or evening, regardless. Like I always do. And before it was very sporadic. And I'm seeing likes on my business page. I'm seeing likes for people I don't know. And that's crucial to me. That's crucial to growing my business. So I really want to encourage you, if you are stuck in this rut of the Facebook group, do something else. If something in your business isn't bringing you joy, do something else. Try something new. You don't have to have a closed Facebook group. And would even argue to say it can be detrimental to you if that's sucking your energy and you're not putting your energy into other avenues that are going to bring in you new people and new sales, because we want more sales, right? That's what we do. Maybe it's not for you, and maybe it's a really big waste of your time. So I want you guys to consider that. So consider branching out from the closed Facebook group. There's nothing that says you have to have one. There's nothing that says it's going to be where your sales are. There's nothing that's saying, depending on your business or your company, but for most of us, we are not locked into a closed Facebook group by any means. So get out there, be creative. Maybe people are tired of Facebook groups. Maybe they're tired of your Facebook group because you're not engaging them enough and you're not bringing good content. So get out of there. Put your efforts in something that is going to bring you in new customers, new sales, new eyes on what you have, because they're out there. People want what you have. You have to start off with that. People want what you have. I'm telling you that. If you don't believe it, I'm going to keep telling you that. People want what you have, whether it's your voice, your content, your blog, your product, whatever it is, that people exist that do want that. You have to find those people. So thank you guys so much. I hope this is helpful. I hope this is something that gives you something to think about. And let me know how it goes. Let me know what you're going to try and what you're going to do next. Thanks, guys.